Hello again and welcome to a new video on this channel called jpotion. My name is Sato and today I want to bring you a small portion of Japanese culture. Today's portion of Japanese culture is brought to you in form of a small review of a J-rock band called xaa-xaa. And if you're able to read the title of this video, you know which release I'm talking about. That's right, it's their newest single, Maru to batsu. If you're not familiar with the band, let me give you a quick rundown. xaa-xaa was formed from former members of the band called Bell Mosaic, and they're now around for I think 2 or 3 years, not that long, and in this short time they gained quite some popularity and a solid fan base. And if I should describe their style to someone else, I would say they're like dark root visual kei. Of course, dark root, not an official term, but I often use it for bands that are somewhere in between Eroguro kei and Nagoya kei. The name dark root, of course, because they take elements of both those dark subgenres. Especially their first, I think, 2 or 3 releases showcase this style pretty good. Maru to batsu, now recently released single, not that much, but that does not mean it is not a really good single. Let's jump right into it. What I personally really liked is the whole concept of this single. They use, for example, the symbols for Maru and batsu. So Maru means right and batsu means wrong. And they use the little circle symbol and X for false symbol. Also in the music video for Maru to batsu, the mentioned symbols are all over their clothes. I thought that's kind of cool to incorporate those symbols into the concept, the clothes in the video clip, and so on. Okay, but now let's take a look at these songs. Maru to batsu is a single with 3 songs on it. The first track is the main track and is also called Maru to batsu. Something which stood really out for me was the very special metallic sounding bass. Sometimes the bass misses some depth when it's really metallic, but this was not the case here. I'm not sure if you're able to hear the balance between the deep but still clearly defined bass sound without headphones. If not, give it a try with headphones. And I believe the awesomeness of these songs lies within its simplicity. Maru to batsu is not a very complex song. It has very straightforward patterns. There is only a small variations of the guitars in the second part, but other than that, yeah. Oh, and the bridge is also very cool. So the bridge kind of increases the intensity of the whole song, since the lyrics are Maru, right, batsu, wrong, Maru, right, batsu, wrong. But then after that he keeps repeating only batsu, 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 wrong, wrong, wrong. And with that the guitar strumming gets more aggressive. I thought that was really cool. Overall, a genuine nice song. I would give it a 4 out of 5, and if it comes to the mixing or mastering, even a 5 out of 5. I thought they had a good balance between the separate parts, the instruments and the vocals. And since the singer has a very strong, unique voice, I first was afraid that the voice doesn't get the attention it deserves, but the other instrument actually complemented the voice pretty good. Okay, the next song is called Kuroi Neko-chan, and it's just a song that gives you a good mood. This song is more of a dancey song. You can hear that with the bass slap section and the slow drums, but before that there is a small intro part which reminded me a lot of Shitaganai by the band called M. And this isn't really surprising since M had a similar style. I only wish the guitars were a bit more present. Other than that, the chorus consists of a typical Nihon Bunka Togo section. Now you may ask, what the hell is Nihon Bunka Togo again? This is of course just like Darkroot Visual Kei, not an official term, but it's a concept that I've just noticed. It's basically when bands use certain elements or aspects of the Japanese culture for their appearance, their visuals, but also their sounds. And what I mean by that is not necessarily traditional Japanese influences such as Wagaki band or Onmyosan uses. No, I mean more like stuff from the 20th and 21st century. It's mainly showcased with Japanese flags, military aspects like uniforms, war symbols, or as I said earlier, in the musical style, it often has some kind of punk vibe to it. I guess it's some kind of patriotism. Bands like Liraizo, Gossip, Ashite, even Gazette in their earlier days used this theme or topic several times. If you look those bands up, you will probably get the idea what I mean. And to come back to xaa-xaa, the chorus in Kuroi Neku-chan is a very typical melody within this concept or whatever you want to call it. Overall, I would give this song 3 out of 5, mixing 4 out of 5 just because, again, I wish the guitars were a bit louder, a bit more hearable. But let's move on to the last track. So the last track is called Tomei Ningen, and it got a very similar feel to it as Maru to batsu. By the way, very reminiscent of the Hoyuku Gokusai era by Mook. And I know probably every single person out there knowing xaa-xaa and Mook made the comparison between those two. But I mean, it is true. They are similar or inspired, I don't know. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, Mook is an absolutely great band. So it's rather a compliment, I would say. But yeah, again, Tomei Ningen has this feeling to it, like for example Ryusei, you know, where the bass plays the fast 8th notes, and you got the snare end, what is it called again? Rim click, yeah. And not that much of distortion in the guitar, again just a small variation in the second verse. And since I've gave Maru to batsu a 4 out of 5, and this is in the same category, the same section, I would give it as well a 4 out of 5, mixing 5 out of 5. To round this review up, I would give it a 4 out of 5 for the whole release, and I might have to explain my rating system. 1 does not equals bad. Mostly my scale goes from just okay, average, some mediocre stuff, up to really, really good. That's mainly because I have not often heard some songs by bands I like which were really bad. 1 equals just average, mediocre, 2 equals pretty okay, I guess, and 3 is already a genuine good song. 4 is actually a super good song, and 5 is an outstanding track. It's a favorite of mine, not just for this band, but in general. So again, Maru to batsu, the single, maybe 4 out of 5. Please let me know what you thought. Have you even heard it yet? Or if not, do you want to listen to it? Yeah, please write down in the comments. If you don't know the band xaa-xaa, but you wanna get into it, then I would highly recommend you the latest album, full-length album. It was just a brilliant album. Yeah, I think that's about it. That wraps up my review. Thanks for commenting, liking and subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye!